Building your business is no small undertaking, and you need the right team by your side. Whether you're just getting started or expanding nationwide, Pacific Premier Bank is here to support your business every step of the way. As your trusted banking partner, we can help guide you down the right path. With customized solutions designed for your business, we'll help you achieve the success you deserve. Pacific Premier Bank. Let's build your future together.
The SBDC is such a priceless resource on the Central Coast.
The SBDC is providing founders with the tools to help them build a better business, consultants who have experience in so many different areas.
And we are there to understand where the business is at. Is it just getting started? Is it already existing? What are your challenges and needs at this moment in time?
Through the SBDC, startups sign up to be clients, and they're able to connect with a large pool of consultants.
When you apply, which is very simple to do, and you're selected to be a client, you will be referred to a lead consultant.
Those lead consultants will then tap into our pool of 37 consultants, and they all have expertise that are extremely specific.
Something that people don't realize about the SBDC is the reach that they have. I don't think people realize that it's not just about business. It's in marketing,
Merchandising,
design,
branding. So typically, whatever a startup might need, I believe we have an expert in our pool that can help address those issues and work with the founders to make progress.
And it really helps companies, I think, get a better grasp of what they need to do faster so they're able to move and be nimble and figure out the market that they're serving as fast as possible.
Every year, the SBDC launches AngelCon. AngelCon is a conference that occurs once a year. It's the big event during which we have 6 startups that pitch to a group of investors. The investors will pick their top 6 companies, and then they will choose a winning startup to make their investment. They will invest anywhere between $100,000 to $150,000 into the winning startup.
As entrepreneurs, challenges are inevitable. Issues are accounted for. Hurdles are expected. Even the unexpected obstacles are expected. That's why resilience is everything. You don't stop when a door closes. You find the open one. You don't quit when you're told no. You find the yes. And you don't give up when something seems off. You pivot. Because us entrepreneurs, us innovators, we're resilient. We see issues as motivation. We see hurdles as ways to jump higher. And we see obstacles as signposts guiding us where we need to go next. There's a reason we're called forward thinkers. It's not just because we think into the future. It's because we're always thinking about moving forward. We don't just think about moving forward. We actually move forward. We go. We do. We work. We stay resilient. Because when things seem hard, confusing, impossible, or unprecedented, we remember what brought us here. We remind ourselves that on the other side of these hurdles is the reason we started. Regardless of what life throws our way, the reason we started is the same reason why startups don't stop. Because us entrepreneurs, us innovators, we are resilient.
Hello, my name is Judy Mahan. I run the incubator program for Cal Poly CIE. That's the Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. And I'm also the director of the Small Business Development Center in downtown San Luis Obispo. So the CIE incubator program is a 2-year program. We invite startups to apply, we review their applications. If it's a good fit, we're looking for startups that are focused on tech and innovation. They have dedicated office space here at the Slow Hot House. And when they graduate from that 2-year program, we are hoping that they will stay in San Luis Obispo, that they'll be able to hire, create, high-paying tech jobs within our region. So something that's really important to note, companies that apply, startups that apply, founders, entrepreneurs, do not have to have an affiliation with Cal Poly. They will benefit from the resources that we have, but they don't need to have graduated from Cal Poly. They don't need to have any connection whatsoever. We have established long-term relationships with angel groups. We also collaborate with venture firms, and we prep our companies so well that typically when we introduce them to these funding sources for them to obtain capital to fund their startups, they pay attention. We only present companies that are extremely well prepared to pitch their investors. They've got traction and they're ready to accept funding and to grow to that next level. We're able to provide our startups amazing resources. We have 20,000 square feet downtown. 5,000 square feet of that is completely dedicated to our hardware companies. They have a dry lab space to prototype, to build product. We have a partnership with the makerspace so that our companies can access all of the equipment there to do first runs of manufacturing. We're in partnership with it's called the Small Business Development Center. It's tech accredited. So the SBDC has tech resources to support tech companies. We have a consultant we can tap into to offer one-on-one coaching to the startup. We also have an amazing mentor group of Cal Poly alums who volunteer their time to support these startups that are in our program. They want to see these startups succeed here locally in San Luis Obispo. So when companies apply to be part of the program, we're looking for companies that have the capacity to be high growth, to be able to scale. Because the ultimate goal really here is local economic development. We've accepted startups from any industry, and now we feel completely ready to create additional resources, additional expertise, additional support for very specific verticals. This is just the start. This is what will diversify our local economy and create just amazing, interesting, high-paying jobs for people locally.
come sit near the front.
Yes.
If you sit near the front, you'll get a special surprise during the event.
Thank you, Ryan. You are brave. Should I? Okay, come on in. Please grab a seat. Welcome. So we're going to start. And we are streaming live. I guess people can see outside, huh? Yeah. Okay. So we'll start. Welcome to AngelCon 2024. Woo! Thank you all so much for being here tonight. Our event is hybrid, so thank you to all of you joining online as well. My name is Judy Mahan. I am the Senior Economic Development Director of Cal Poly CIE, the Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, and Small Business Development Center. This is our 7th annual AngelCon, and before we jump in, I have a 10-minute pitch, so sit tight. Over the past 13 years, the CIE has helped launch hundreds of startups on campus through various entrepreneurship programs supporting graduating students. The CIE has also accomplished tremendous work off campus at the Hot House. We have 15,000 square feet located in the heart of downtown. At the Hot House, we run our Startup Incubator Program and the Small Business Development Center, through which we support thousands of local businesses. And the SBDC had an incredible year in 2023. I'm going to share a few of those milestones with you tonight. We consulted with 600 businesses in our region last year alone, from startups to large-scaling companies, supporting 2,841 local jobs. We helped our clients, it gets better. We helped our clients obtain $16 million in capital funding last year, and we helped them create 114 new jobs in San Luis Obispo County. Yes, thank you. A significant portion of that funding is coming directly from angel groups and venture funds. We see it as our role to support that activity in any way we can, notably through AngelCon. Ultimately, all this funding activity is what creates jobs locally and allows these companies to flourish right here in our region. So how does AngelCon work? For those of you who are new to the program, every September, we invite local accredited investors who have never before been part of an angel group to invest in our fund. Through our AngelCon training program, these investors will learn about startup investing, and within 9 months, they'll make one fund investment in one regional startup. We meet monthly for 6 months to hear from brilliant speakers and experts from Silicon Valley who share their best practices for reviewing startup pitches, doing due diligence, negotiating deal terms. And by January, we typically have anywhere between 20 to 30 startups who apply to be considered by our AngelCon investor group. The investors pick their top 12 startups who move on to grinding, I'm not kidding, it's super hard, 6-week pitch prep boot camp. And after the boot camp, our investors select their top 6 startups. And those are the 6 that you will see pitch here live at tonight's event. So the purpose of AngelCon is threefold. We train new investors to invest in startups. We create access to capital for our startups. And then we create this event to showcase some of the most brilliant upcoming entrepreneurs that we have in our region. So each year, we usually share with you aggregate data in terms of companies funded, total dollars amount raised by our contestants post-AngelCon. But this year, I really want to take a moment to pause on specific success stories from our finalists over the years. In Fund 1 in 2018, Passion presented. They did not win, but they went on to raise $2.8 million. And as of last year, they are profitable. Mason, also a finalist, raised $14.2 million and is about to launch a new significant round of funding. In Fund 2, and we'll save the round of applause for the end because there's quite a few success stories. In Fund 2 in 2019, Mantis, Dior Devices, and Tastry all presented, and they each went on to raise, respectively, $1.3 million, $2.7 million, and $4.2 million. I'm not saying we know how to pick them, but kind of. In Fund 3 in 2020, Atlas Alpha won and is currently seeking a new round of funding this year. They have pivoted from being a marketplace to a B2B SaaS company with pretty strong established recurring revenue. So it'll be interesting to see how much they raise this year. In Fund 4 in 2021, Authenticate presented and went on to raise $3.8 million. Fund 5 in 2022, Novacuff presented and went on to raise $2 million. And this month is closing an extremely significant round of funding that I'm not allowed to disclose, unfortunately, but it's big. And last year, we saw Quantum Energy win the Audience Choice Award, a company that is showing excellent traction. And they have their first major revenue-generating contract in place, thanks to someone who is sitting in this audience last year. Thank you, Paul. Great introductions made last year. They obtained a $250,000 grant from the National Science Foundation, and they're on track to close their first major round of funding. So, all these companies were either born within the CIE family or have received deep support from our local business community and our expert team of over 30 SBDC consultants. Except for 2 of these companies, they've all remained in San Luis Obispo County, and they're all thriving here locally. Yes, thank you. So in the aggregate, they have raised $31 million. Basically as a result of AngelCon, because we get them going on that pathway by just 9 companies raising $31 million. The amount is, and again, like I said, it is quite a bit more, and hopefully at the end of the month we can make a big announcement. But something I'm so stoked to be able to share tonight. Another highlight, super significant. In a world where in 2022, women only received 2% of all VC investment worldwide. 6 of the 9 companies I just mentioned that went on to raise the $31 million are women-led companies. Yeah. Thank you. So 66% of our best performing AngelCon companies are women-led. I'm thrilled. So thank you to our investors and our business community for moving the needle and narrowing the gender gap in this world of venture capital. Definitely something to be very, very proud of. Yeah, thank you. And actually, so what's also super interesting, of all these companies I just mentioned, only one actually won AngelCon. So all the others were in the top 6 finalists. So keep a really close eye on all of the startups pitching tonight. The AngelCon program, the outcomes have completely surpassed our expectations. Not only the startups who have gone through the program, but also the investors. Many of our investors have remained active angel investors independently or through other angel groups such as Central Coast Ventures, Current Venture Group, Entrada Ventures, Santa Barbara Angel Alliance, to name a few. And we're so thankful for your engagement and for your support. This guarantees active investment activity throughout the year for the entire region, so thank you. This year we had 21 investors on board. Those of you who are here, can I please invite you to stand up? please. And big round of applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this group here, as of 48 hours ago, committed $215,000 to this year's fund. Thank you. Thank you to our investors, an amazing group of people. They've been working really diligently over the past 4 months to evaluate our top 6 finalists pitching today. And we couldn't do this without our sponsors. Thank you to our presenting sponsor, Pacific Premier Bank, and to our supporting sponsors, who we will highlight throughout the evening. Yeah, we couldn't do any of this without you. Thank you so much. So this event is an opportunity for us to showcase Central California as the entrepreneurship hub that it's truly become for startups in tech and innovation. Thank you all for supporting these phenomenal entrepreneurs. And before our top 6 finalists start their pitches, I wanted to go over a few ways you can all participate. For everyone joining us on YouTube, please use the chat located on the right side of your screen. Tell us where you're joining us from, and feel free to give shout-outs to the finalists. Tonight, our investor group will be selecting the winner of AngelCon 2024, but we're also inviting all of you to vote for your favorite startup that will receive the Audience Choice Award. Voting will open after all the startups have pitched. Only those of you who registered before today and provided a unique email address will be able to participate. So not only can you vote, but you can also donate to our GoFundMe campaign to support the startup that wins the Audience Choice Award. So thank you, Pacific Premier Bank, for sponsoring the GoFundMe campaign. And anyone can donate to this campaign to support our contestants. Instructions on how to donate are up on your screen in the YouTube event description. And for in-person attendees, they're located on the handouts that we provided. There's a QR code on that card. Okay, we currently have, so sorry. I don't know how much we have in the GoFundMe campaign. How much? Oh, we have $150. Oh my God, we can do better than that. Last year we raised $1,300. So you have an hour to step up. And we're now very excited to present our first startup, Horizen Technologies. Please welcome Owen Works, co-founder and CEO.
Thank you, Judy. Hi there. My name is Owen Works, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Horizen Technologies, where we're creating wearable biosensors for better health decisions. Essentially, Horizen is creating a biosensor platform for monitoring analytes found in your sweat. Now, this can mean things like caffeine levels, hydration levels, or alcohol. Recent trends supporting this are the increased consumer focus and spending on health and wellness, as well as the surging wearable device market expected to reach nearly $430 billion by 2030. For the first application of our technology, we've decided to start with a very large problem: alcohol overconsumption. While alcohol can be fun in moderation, overconsumption can have some truly devastating consequences. The issue is that there is currently no good solution for people to monitor their blood alcohol levels while they drink. Wearable bracelets are far too expensive. Breathalyzers only give a snapshot of information and are highly stigmatized, and counting drinks in your head just simply doesn't work. What people need is a way to be able to enjoy drinking and have fun, but to be safe and responsible. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where Horizen Technologies' first product, SipSmart, comes in. SipSmart is a non-invasive smart patch for the continuous monitoring of blood alcohol levels. It does this using our proprietary chemical sweat sensing system. SipSmart is easy to use, Simply stick it on your arm, and as you drink, your body metabolizes the alcohol. It comes out in your sweat and reacts with our special sensors to give a color change, indicating what level you're at. SipSmart is ideal for people because it is discreet, convenient, and affordable BAC monitoring. The benefits to the user are reduced uncertainty around your blood alcohol levels. This objective data allows people to make more informed decisions, such as not getting behind the wheel. It also helps prevent them from going too far in the first place. We went out and talked to over 400 of our target customers aged 21 to 39 years old. What we discovered is that 83% of people need a way to track their BAC levels. For 75% of them, they currently have a method, with a lot of people simply counting drinks. But for 39% of them, they need a better solution. What they're doing now does not work. We were also able to get over 300 people onto our waitlist for the product. And we further discovered our early adopter segments, and those are responsible drinkers, people who don't want to take a social or health risk around overconsumption. They're designated drivers, people who don't want to go over the legal limit. There's also a market for inexperienced drinkers, or people who are just curious about their own limits. We also learned about recent major responsible drinking efforts. There's nonprofits like responsibility.org who have created the virtual bar. This is a software application for calculating BAC levels. It is a great educational tool, but it's just not practical because it requires way too much user input. So what are the alcohol companies doing? Well, Anheuser-Busch, the world's largest alcohol company, has pledged $100 million per year to responsible drinking. There's other big players, such as those in the Decide to Ride collaboration, which has Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers, and Uber all collaborating to reduce the harm caused by alcohol. For our market size, we calculated this by assuming that every one person in the market would buy one 5-pack of our product per year. So for our total addressable market, looking at all adults who regularly drink in the US, this gave us $3.9 billion. For our serviceable addressable market, we calculated this to be $1.4 billion, and that was adults who drink at events and social gatherings. And for our serviceable obtainable market, we calculated this to be 10% of the serviceable addressable market. So we think that 1 out of every 10 people would use the product, and we believe that's possible with just our early adopter segments of designated drivers and responsible drinkers. And that gives us an obtainable market of $140 million. So where is the product development at? We achieved a huge milestone last summer when we had our chemistry proof of concept for our analytical chemistry. Since then, we've been working on the sweat collection and the microfluidics aspect of the product, and expect to have this complete over the summer and August. We'll file our provisional patent in September, and then have our fully functional prototype by January of next year. From there, we'll go into human subject testing, and this will prepare us for FDA clinical trials, which will take us through to January of 26, and then we'll have the product fully ready for market in March of 2026. So when we go to market, we're gonna be launching at local events, so things like fraternities, wineries, bars, and venues. And we've already been talking to these places and lining up different venues and places to launch. We recognize that there's a behavior change needed here, so we're going to where people are drinking, and this will also serve as a way to get our brand out there and drive traffic to our online and retail channels. As we build momentum, D2C will expand into other B2B markets, such as festivals. Also alcohol companies, where this is an extension of the responsible drinking marketing campaign, as well as rideshare companies, where this is a promotional product that can give people incentives and discounts on rides for being at a certain BAC level. And last but not least, sports stadiums, where this can help with liability around over-serving. Once again, our product is ideal because it is discreet, convenient, and affordable BAC monitoring. Wearable bracelets may be convenient, but they're not as discreet and certainly not affordable, costing hundreds of dollars. Breathalyzers and saliva strips are more affordable. However, they are not convenient because they only give you a snapshot of information, so they're not convenient to use over time. Breathalyzers are also highly stigmatized. And as for counting drinks, it may be discreet, but it simply does not work for most people due to alcohol's physiological effects and factors like food and water intake. Here are our financial projections for the next 5 years. You can see that in 24 and 25, we are completing our product development and doing our clinical trials. And then in 26, we are launching at local events, doing nearly $300,000 in revenue. In 27, we are expanding in local events, which lets us break into these other B2B markets, and all of this funneling people to our online and retail sectors. So that brings us to nearly $5 million, and then farther expanding to up to $10 million in 2028. Here's the team that's making it happen. My name is Owen Works, co-founder and CEO, and I've experienced starting 3 successful service businesses. My phenomenal co-founder and CTO, Camden Ford, cannot be here because he is representing our company at the esteemed VentureWell program on the East Coast for a grant we recently received. Camden is getting his master's in biomedical engineering at Cal Poly right now. For our incredible product advisory board, we have people who are CEOs of diagnostic startups and people who have sold companies for millions of dollars. For our business advisors and mentors, we have marketing executives from Apple. We have people from Medtronic and J&J, as well as chief financial officers. I'd also like to point out that we have worked with 5 student intern teams from Cal Poly in both the College of Business and the College of Engineering. And here is our ask. We're asking for $250,000 in order to finish our product development, complete our human subject testing, file our patent, and get ready for FDA trials. I would like to remind you, by investing in us, you're not just investing in this one product, but a platform for monitoring analytes. This can mean many different things, such as other drugs, nutrients, infectious diseases. This is attractive to many potential acquirers. Once again, my name is Owen Works. We envision a new horizon of health and smarter decisions. Join us in making it happen. Thank you.
Good job, Owen. That was great. Central Coast Ventures, I mentioned them earlier. They're a group of over 30 investors from our local region with diverse domain expertise that share an interest in supporting the vision and growth of innovative companies connected to the Central Coast. I just wanted to take the opportunity here to give you an update on their activities. So since its formation 18 months ago, Central Coast Ventures has funded 10 companies in a variety of industries, including sustainable products, clean tech, medical devices, software solutions in finance, ag, construction. Their investments include Novacuff, AngelCon winner in 2022, and Tally4, AngelCon winner in 2021, and 2 companies who are actually in the current AngelCon 2024 top 6. So thank you to one of our title sponsors, Central Coast Ventures. Thank you very much. So next up, we have Jason Wheeler, founder of JackRabbit Salvage Marketplace. Jason.
Good evening. I'm Jason Wheeler, founder and CEO of JackRabbit Salvage Marketplace. We are matchmaking buyers and sellers of usable construction and demolition waste, so that instead of a contractor having to pay someone to take that material off-site, we set them up with a buyer so that that material can be salvaged and reused. For example, there we go. For example, this is a home built in 1895 here in San Luis Obispo across from Emerson Park out of beautiful vertical grain Douglas fir and redwood. Contractors would highly sought after this type of material for building custom cabinetry and built-ins and even custom furniture. But sadly, it was crushed up and sent to the landfill or the recycler. And that's not all. Today, in California, contracts are requiring 75% of the waste be diverted by weight. It's far more beneficial to salvage usable product, both from a cost standpoint, so that they can save on the cost of transit and also dump fees, but also because it keeps it in the local environment, local economy. But buyers, my clicker's not working. Okay. Contractors need a way to sell this material. There's not an efficient way to do so today. And buyers need an opportunity to select this material. Both need security around this transaction. And to give an idea of how large this problem is, if you take all the materials used in our economy, if you remove food and energy, fully 60% of what remains is used by the construction industry each year. So it's an enormous amount of product that could be monetized. So the solution, JackRabbit Salvage Marketplace. For contractors, we help them to avoid these expenses of transit and fees, especially the enormous fees that occur with non-compliance for those mandates. And instead, we create a mathematical sign change for them where they can then post and earn money from that material. And then we help them to meet those targets through authentication. For the buyers of this material, it is the most eco-friendly option available. All the carbon's already embodied in that, and it's hyper-local. Also, they're going to save large amounts of money over what they would pay in retail for that. And it's high-quality stuff, for instance, in the example I gave in the 1895 house. By the way, there's also a societal why now involved here. We've seen, for instance, in the fashion industry, where it was once stigmatized to be thrifting clothing, it's now become a status symbol. And so with these younger people populating our economy, that's going to translate to the built environment. So here is our website. It is transaction ready today. And I'm going to give an example of what it's like to log in as a maker or seller of this product. And so here is their workspace. It shows the calendar and messaging. And we're going to show what it's like to post something for sale. So they're going to populate this website. So there's a category, and what condition is it in, and how many do you have to sell, and for what price. Is it readily available? So now we have the dynamics of when that becomes available and the location that it's going to come available. And then a short description to help it sell. So this can be viewed by the buyer. And then it's quite easy to post these. This would be like a tree service guy that's trying to sell some firewood. And then that listing is created, and that creates that opportunity for the relationship for the person that goes and wants to buy that product. And by the way, we're called the JackRabbit Marketplace because if you want this material, you got to jump on it like a jackrabbit. It's going to be gone. So it's geared toward the contractor. And here's our business model, how we make money, is that we are going to charge a 15% transaction fee, similar to an Airbnb. In some cases, there'll be a premium subscription fee, but most often, of a $100 sale, $85 will go to the contractor, and then the remaining $15 goes to JackRabbit. And we looked at the market, so 153 billion in annual revenue. And what the EPA says is that within our lumber industry, fully 3% could be replaced by salvageable materials from construction activities. So we discounted that heavily. We're not selling at retail prices, and we looked at JackRabbit's opportunity there. Keep in mind, this does not take into account the premium product that I mentioned earlier, nor does it take into account things like dirt. So if you have site work, or you have cut and fill volumes, and a contractor needs to take dirt in or get rid of some dirt, we can help them transact that. Same excavators digging, and they run into a boulder. I don't know if any of you have tried to buy a boulder recently, but they're quite expensive. And so there's a landscape contractor across town that could monetize that. So we handle the logistics for that. So we looked at competition on a couple different metrics. We looked at selection and security on one axis and expense and embedded carbon on the other. And you see Lowe's and Home Depot, lots of selection, lots of security around that transaction, but comparatively expensive and carbon intensive. So on the other side, we see the Habitat for Humanity Restore. We love what they're doing, by the way, but it's a small little store. It's very limiting as far as what they're able to accept and sell. Craigslist has no logistical support and very low security around that transaction, so we compete very well. So our growth strategy, we've had great success with institutional sustainability departments who have introduced us to their project managers, who in turn introduce us to their contractors who are fulfilling those projects. Also, channel partnerships. So these are of two varieties. You have the guy on the street. For instance, there's a business here in town called Boxkite, and they have a variety of different salvageable materials. We can help him to streamline his operations, and in turn, he's going to have sourcing options and also a stream of customers. And also, software companies are the other variety that are doing tangential type operations, and we've had some success there. In terms of customer service, we know this is super important. We would rather have people, 1,000 people that really, really love our product than have tens of thousands that just kind of like us. So each contractor is going to get a dedicated customer service rep, and we're going to make sure that we get their questions answered. On the product development side, we're making sure that we have our fingers on the pulse of what both sides of the equation are looking for as we build out and make sure that they're getting what they're demanding. Also, we have some really cool stickiness features in the pipeline to keep people coming back to the product. So, did I skip one? No. So for traction, we're really excited about our initial proof of concept where we were able to link construction giant Hensel Phelps, billions in annual revenue in all 50 states. Well, they came into town for the Cal Poly Library project, and we were able to link them up with a local contractor who he himself came and peeled up 15,000 square feet of flooring or 10 tons of material and diverted that from the waste stream and kept it in the local economy. That was a cumbersome thing for Hensel Phelps, and we were able to create a viable solution for them. Also, the Cal Poly Sustainability Department has indicated interest in replicating our success in other parts of campus. We've seen interest from other top-tier contractors like DPR Construction, Webcor, and Introba is an international design firm. And also, I got an email from CSU Humboldt. Their sustainability department also is interested in what we're doing, where we can replicate our success over on their campus. So here's one of the 3 trailers that left Cal Poly with the flooring material. Want to give a brief mention of our team. The software was done by Cal Poly students completing their capstone, software engineering students. And of the 10 that have worked on JackRabbit, 3 have remained to work beyond when their graduation requirement was met. And it just shows that we have won the hearts and minds of this younger generation. They really identify with our mission. And in this photo here is one of our co-founders that we're trying to entice with the funding. So our financial projections are powered by 250,000 fully demolished homes and 40 million remodels that are occurring each year. We estimate that JackRabbit's portion of that on average is 990, and the number of job sites growing at a modest 2.5x year over year brings us to a gross profit of 145 million by year 7. And we have, we're very proud to have some advisors on either side of the buying and selling. And for funding, we've bootstrapped through our minimum viable product, and we are seeking 250,000 in order to get revenue from these job sites. And I want to show a couple iconic firms that have shown interest in funding the type of project that we're doing. And I just want to answer the final question, which is, why me and why now? You know, I'm the youngest of 5, raised by a single mom, and so there was no room for waste in my household growing up, so it's deeply ingrained in me to optimize value and minimize waste. And I want to tell you finally, who put the food on our table, it was companies like Bob Piva Roofing and Nutter Electric and Surecraft Stair Builders, because my mom was a bookkeeper for these people. And so I have great respect and even affection for the people that are employed in this industry, and I want to help to solve their problems. Secondly, we've seen severe disruptions to the supply chain, putting upward pressure on pricing for materials. So we know this is a problem that's here to stay, and I look forward to an opportunity to partner with you on the solution. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you very much. Let's see. So, and by the way, thank you so much. The GoFundMe campaign is at $1,265. Woo! But we haven't beat last year, so, you know, the QR code works. Pull it out. Okay, well, thank you very much for all of you who have donated. We really, really appreciate the support. So tonight's event was hosted by the Cal Poly CIE Small Business Development Center. We provide free business consulting and training services to any entrepreneur or business owner in San Luis Obispo County. And our next hybrid event is Coffee and Conversation on May 8th. We'll have a panel of this year's investors from AngelCon who'll come and share the reasons why they chose the AngelCon winner that they are going to choose tonight. And they'll share their stories about the whole experience. So please join us May 8th. We'd love to have you at the Hot House. It's a free event. There's coffee. Okay, and now up next, our third startup, Michal Brinskelly, founder of Mense.
5 to 7 consecutive days out of every month, half the population is guaranteed the most anxiety-producing week of their life. From the time we are as young as 10 years old into our mid to late 40s and 50s, half of us are sentenced to wake up 1 week out of every month and act like we're not hemorrhaging. Or that we didn't just run to the restroom, mummify our nether regions real quick, and are now waddling from meeting to meeting the rest of the day. Over 2,000 days out of the average menstruator's life, this is what we deal with. But I'm here to fix that. My name is Michal Brinskelly, and I am the founder and CEO of Mense, a period product company with a mission to provide a more comfortable, safe, and most importantly, working solution for people with periods. There are currently 1.8 billion individuals who have this problem. 90% of these individuals feel uncomfortable simply having a period. And 79% of the people that we personally interviewed reported bleeding through onto their clothing and bed sheets on a regular basis. These are the two most popular options currently available on the market, pads and tampons. These are the same options that have been available to us since the 1930s. Although pads are the safer of the two options, many menstruators complain that they bleed through them on a regular basis, and they leave them with an uncomfortable, wet diaper feeling. For these reasons, many menstruators will choose to wear tampons, despite the fact that it is not recommended that you wear them longer than 4 to 6 hours, as they put you at a much higher risk for developing toxic shock syndrome. And both of these products have been found to contain harmful endocrine-disrupting chemicals that put menstruators at risk for polycystic ovarian syndrome, endometriosis, uterine fibroids, infertility, and even cervical and ovarian cancer. Now, the reason that I'm here today is because at the same time that I was first learning about the disparities in the women's health space, my sister was diagnosed with uterine fibroids and endometriosis after having suffered from painful periods for 8 years. After doing some preliminary research, I quickly realized there had to be a better solution that didn't put our health at risk. And there is. Menstrual cups are a product that has been gaining popularity since the 2000s. Because they are typically made out of a medical-grade silicone, They can be worn inside the body for up to 12 hours. They hold 3 times more than tampons can hold, and they are reusable for years. There's just a few downsides with these products. They can be quite difficult to figure out how to properly insert as well as how to remove. Here are just some quotes from current users saying, "I couldn't get it to sit properly and then almost couldn't get it out, which was terrifying. It worked, but it ended up really far up and I was barely able, after a struggle, to get it out again." And lastly, our favorite, "I get flashbacks of trying and nearly failing to get the damn thing out of me and ending up covered in my own uterine lining and shame." I hope that it's clear that what menstruators want is not only a safe product, but one that is easy to insert as well as to remove. That's why Mense has developed the first menstrual cup and applicator that's as easy to insert and remove as a tampon. With our product, menstruators can perfectly insert their menstrual cup on the first try, as well as remove it without giving themselves carpal tunnel. Our patent-pending technology is designed with users in mind, making a product that is both intuitive and familiar to them. Using a disposable, flexible cord, users can adjust the length of this cord in order to avoid the product getting lost during wear time. With the cord attached securely at the base of our menstrual cup, our product is designed with enough give to allow for users to gently pull on the string, break the suction seal of our product, and remove it in a pain-free and mess-free manner. Now, according to SD Ventures, sustainability isn't just a trend for consumers in 2024, as the reusable period product market is estimated to double come 2031. With these trends in mind, we have the opportunity to tap into a total addressable market of $50 billion, a serviceable addressable market of $1.4 billion by 2028, and a US target market of $105 million for menstrual cup users between the ages of 18 and 35. Now, to start, the first customer that we are going after is individuals in the United States between the ages of 18 and 35 who are current menstrual cup users struggling with the insertion and removal process of these products, as well as current tampon users with heavy menstrual flows who are just now learning how to use these products. Typically, individuals who fall within this customer segment are avid outdoor athletes and enthusiasts, individuals working long shifts with few bathroom breaks, and young parents. Once we have fully tapped into this market, we then plan to expand into preteens who are just starting their periods, as well as perimenopausal individuals. As for the competitive landscape, Mense's direct competitors are Sunny Period, Flex, and Diva International. The competitive advantage that Mense has over these other companies is that we are able to provide easy insertion that doesn't compromise the product's function, as well as easy, pain-free, and mess-free removal, thanks to our patent-pending cord removal design. As for our regulatory pathway, Mense's product is a Class 2 medical device with a 510(k) exempt designation. This means that we are only required to register with the Center for Devices and Radiological Health, and will be working with an FDA consultant in order to complete this process. As for our current development, Mense is proud to share that we have just completed the I-Corps program through the National Science Foundation, where we were given $50,000 in order to complete over 100 in-depth customer interviews with key partners in our ecosystem. We've already used the key findings from this program to further bolster our application for an ARPA-H grant this past April, and we'll continue to use these findings in our application for an SBIR Phase 1 through the National Science Foundation in July, and 1 through the National Institute of Health in September. Simultaneously, we are raising $250,000 on a safe note to put towards the expansion of our team, particularly bringing on a lead engineer and marketing consultants as we prep for a pre-launch Kickstarter campaign the following year. The rest of the funds will go towards our prototyping, securing our IP, and beginning that FDA engagement. Come 2025, we will have successfully launched our Kickstarter campaign and will begin manufacturing as we prep for sales. In 2026, we will have successfully launched our product online and will be working towards building retail relationships to move into a business-to-business model as we progress. In 2027 and 2028, we will then focus on expanding our product line into other IP that we are developing. As for our go-to-market strategy, Mense plans to use a direct-to-consumer model via our online website. We know that this is the best model for us based on the success of our direct competitors, the habits of our consumers, and the key findings from the National Science Foundation. In order to drive success through this pathway, Mense plans to use a mixed marketing channel method that is typical for period care brands. This method utilizes paid marketing via Meta, Google, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Pinterest, as well as through the creation of an organic community via these social media platforms, search engine optimization content, and partnering in public relations and podcasts. We will also be pursuing partnerships with adjacent brands and micro-influencers in the space. Simultaneously, we will be building relationships with buying managers at these well-known retailers in order to move into a business-to-business model as we progress via conferences and trade shows. As for our pricing, Mense is able to sell its menstrual cup, applicator, and a first set of cords for a premium price of $49.99. Subsequent cords will then be purchased by our customers on a monthly subscription basis for $10.99. With this pricing and our projections in mind, Mense has the opportunity to obtain over $1.5 million in pre-sales in 2025, over $40 million in sales once we hit the global market in 2028, and over $100 million in sales come 2030. As for our exit strategy, Mense plans to create strategic partnerships with these well-known companies in the space who have a history of acquiring adjacent brands such as Modi Body, NYX, and Thinx. As for the team, I am humbled to be accompanied by an advisory board with an array of expertise ranging from silicone manufacturing and IP to women's health and menstrual cup development. And as for me, with a background in biomedical engineering, engineering management, and expertise in the menstrual health space, after having worked with over 400 menstruators the past 3 years, I understand this problem quite well from a technological perspective. And it affects me and my loved ones personally. I invite you to partner with us as we raise $250,000 on a safe note to put towards the expansion of our team, our R&D, securing our IP, and beginning our FDA engagement as we move to make the mission of Mense a reality. Thank you.
Great job, McCall. It's funny. We only heard the women laughing. It's okay. Guys, you can laugh too. Anyway, that was great. Thank you to another title sponsor for this event, Relentless Venture Studio, founded by San Luis Obispo native Alex Minicucci for the purpose of helping entrepreneurs grow their companies to the next level or complete a successful exit. You can learn more at berelentless.com. Next up, we have Mark Cortez with Liquid8. Oh, Mark.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming. My name is Mark Cortez. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Liquid8, and we are building an Amazon-style marketplace for water conservation. I'm going to start our story with Microsoft, a company we've all heard of, we all know, because Microsoft has a big problem. The problem they have is they've stood up to the world and said that they're going to zero out their company's water footprint. And the tool that they're going to use to do that is a shovel. And they're not alone. Thousands of companies are doing this exact thing. Big corporate brands, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Anheuser-Busch, smaller consumer brands like Firestone Brewery here in Atascadero, they all share three things in common. First is they've made the pledge. They've said that they're going to get up and stand up and zero out their corporation's water footprint. So I'm a climate guy. I love it when corporations take responsibility for their footprint, their water footprint, their energy footprint. So that's fantastic. The second thing is they're going to use a shovel to do it. And I'm not kidding with this. It's a backhoe in a riverbed. They are going to try to extract as much water as they can out of a riverbed with a backhoe. Maybe get 10% more out of an existing water supply. The third thing they share in common is probably the conclusion that you've all reached as well, is you can't get there. So big corporate goal, using a shovel, and you can't get there. And so that's the problem that we are going to help them solve. We're going to help them get to water neutral, and we're going to help them ditch the shovel. And the way that we are going to do that is by bringing in tried and true techniques from the energy market. That's where I have spent the last 25 years of my career helping companies like Microsoft balance out their energy usage. So on one hand, they use dirty energy like we all do, and so I've been working with them to deploy solar energy or electric vehicles to counterbalance that, offset that. And the takeaway, the lesson learned with this technique is the power of the community. So you do what you can on site, and whatever you can't do, you empower and enable the community around you to help you meet these goals. The power of offsetting. So this is exactly what we're going to do with water. So if you're Microsoft in Redmond, Washington, and you're using 1 million gallons of water, then we go into Redmond, Washington, and we save 1 million gallons for them. And the net effect is they balance out the scale. They meet their net zero water goals. And that's exactly the system that we've built. So I call it Amazon for water because that's exactly what it looks like. That's exactly what it's built to look like. The first thing that we do is we'll go into Redmond and we will deploy water monitoring systems. We'll baseline their usage. We'll help homeowners save water. And the best way that we help them is we pay them. So for every gallon of water that they save, they get 20, and that we sell through our marketplace, they get 25% of that back. So they're incentivized to save water. We turn those savings into certified water credits, and I'll talk about how we do that in a second. They're verifiable and proven. It uses real data, the real savings, and then we upload them into our marketplace. And this is a screenshot of what this looks like. So if you're Microsoft and you have to balance out 1 million gallons of water, you click all the different homes that have saved water, and you purchase those as credits, and you've met your zero water goals. I want to talk about our intellectual property because it's a really unique and interesting proposition for an investor community. One of the big lessons learned from the energy market is the power of transparency of data, being able to make it transparent and show people exactly how you're making these calculations, but also working with certification agencies. So don't take my word for it, take a third party who's an expert at doing this. So that's what we've done. We've partnered with an existing certification agency, and we are literally helping them write the standard. So, and I mean that literally, we're helping write the verbiage, the methodology that we've used is going into the market standard. And so it's a really unique and interesting intellectual property position because we've already got a picket fence built into this. This doesn't prevent competitors from coming in, but as we go into the market, and corporations are looking to set up their water stewardship programs, they consult this standard, and our product is built into it already. So we have tremendous advantage, and I think that's a really interesting intellectual property position for a startup to be in. Our business model is we generate water credits and we sell them in our marketplace. And water, we believe, is going to become a big category in the massive global climate offset market. $272 billion today, expected to grow to 2040, or expected to grow to $1 trillion by 2040. And why do I think water is going to be another category? Because there's hundreds of categories already in this market, and more are emerging daily. So you can buy 170 different types of energy offsets. You can now buy plastic offsets, which I didn't know until about 3 months ago. And since I put these slides together, I've been contacted by 3 companies to list their water-saving projects on our exchange, which we don't even have yet. So I'm pretty confident that the category is going to be a big one in this market. And towards that, we have a 5-year sales plan of $84 million, and we expect to save 5.6 billion gallons of water. Our go-to-market strategy is very straightforward. We live in the drought, so we're going to follow the drought. That means the drought states: California, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, and Colorado. And we're looking for corporations that have water goals and water management programs in place. We're also looking for companies that are active in the carbon markets, and when you fold those 3 things together, you get a very targeted list, and we have that targeted list. So we're already reaching out to them directly to talk to them about water offsets. The picture I'm showing here is campaigns that we've run to validate that corporations are looking for corporate water offsets. They don't even exist yet, but companies are already searching for them. And so this is a screenshot of some programs that we've run. So we've really been able to hone in our message and show that there is pent-up demand for what we're looking to do. Traction, I mentioned it a little bit, but I'll talk more about it here. I personally have talked to 70 plus customers all through the value chain. Starbucks, Tesla, Coca-Cola, all the way through multiple water utilities. We've validated this concept. People understand what it is that we're trying to do and understand it's a viable option for them. The middle box that I'm showing shows the result of the ad I just showed you in my previous slide. When we launched this program, we were expecting if we had 3% response rate, that was going to be market validation. We got well above 4. Okay, so this to me, I look at this and I say, this is pent-up demand for what it is that we're trying to do. So very good indication of customers wanting what we have. And we have a product. We've pulled 261,000 gallons of water savings into our system, real homes, real savings, real data. And we can now show these to customers and have been showing these to customers to demonstrate the functionality of how this is going to work. Our team, myself, I personally have ridden the solar coaster for 20 plus years. It's a bumpy ride, so strap on. And that's why I believe in what it is that we're doing, because I've worked with these techniques and I know how well that they can apply to water. My technical partner, my CTO, Paul Albertson, is in the back there. He's a great data guy. He's a great systems guy. And those are two different things. And he's been really good at building out our MVP and setting the stage, the architecture for us to be able to scale this. My strategic partner is a gentleman named Liquid8 Blevins. He is the director of sustainability at Stanford. I call him my water whisperer because that's what he does. He's been whispering strategic advice to me and really laying the strategic groundwork for what it is that we're doing. We're doing a $250,000 raise that will get us our first 1 to 2 anchor customers and 50 home saverhood around them to really prove this entire mechanism out. It'll get our MVP launched into the market with real live data and real live savings. And we expect a runway about 6 to 9 months. And I know it's early to talk about an exit, but I'll at least give you my thoughts on it. Our goal, we're building a market-leading water credit marketplace. And so if we do that, when we're successful doing that, we'll have lots of exit options. And so that's what we're focused on. But if you ask me tonight how I think about this, I think that we will sell this in a period of time to either a large strategic off-taker, some big water user, or one of the large carbon market operators. That's Liquid8. We want to ditch the shovel, we want to build saverhoods, and we want to change the conservation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mark. The latest on the GoFundMe, we're at 1,485. We beat last year. Thank you so much. But maybe we can get closer to 2,000. Just putting it out there. Okay, so a large core of the CIE and SBDC staff, as well as a number of the startups you're seeing here tonight, we all work in downtown SLO at the CIE Hot House. As mentioned, it's a 15,000 square foot space. It's a really an awesome space. We offer co-working and free coffee. If you're interested in flexible workspace and would like to rent a desk at the Hot House, please visit the CIE website or contact us for more information. The information is up on the slide. And next up, we have Nicholas DeLuca, CEO of Little Feet Packaging.
Hi, everyone, and thank you, first of all, to AngelCon for everything you've done these last 4 months to get us to this point. My name is Nicholas DeLuca. I'm the CEO and founder of Little Feet Packaging. We're a company that's committed to the replacement of single-time use plastics in packaging. I got started in packaging about 25 years ago out of MIT. Founded a company called Novus, which we sold for $10 million. Continued on, worked with Sealed Air Corporation, which was one of the first makers of bubble wrap, and have also had 5 children. And really, this company is really about them and their future. We've got a really big problem with plastic packaging, especially single-time use plastic. Almost 90% of it in use in plastic, in packaging, is single-time use. We've got about a truckload of plastic that's going into the oceans every minute. So really huge problem. 2 of those components that that we really see a big problem with are polystyrene that's used for thermal insulation, and the other is bubble wrap. We could circle the Earth with a 1-foot wide piece of bubble wrap 250 times with the amount that we used. So really big problems, and our first solution is called Pubble. Pubble is made using recycled paper. For every pound of recycled paper you use, you save a pound of CO2. The 2 pieces of paper are brought together with a patented structure, patented processes that then combine with a starch-based adhesive, which is compostable and recyclable. It can be used for both the bubble wrap market as well as that thermal insulation market. And it can be shipped flat, which is a really important thing in terms of the delivery and saving on shipping costs and volume. Again, these 3 different markets. The first one we call the Pubble Wrap, the second we call the Polar Pubble, and the third is the Pubble Lopes for use for envelopes, about a $500 million accessible market. The product on the Pubble Wrap side performs similarly to a 3/16-inch plastic bubble without the obvious sustainability issues that you have with the plastic products. It also performs better than all the paper products we've tested. And again, one of the biggest things is that we can use it and integrate it with machine systems to expand it on site. Compared on the thermal side, on the Polar Pubble side, we perform very, very well compared to other products. In fact, one of our customers has replaced their polystyrene box with our product. And also, when you look at other products that are out there, for example, starch foam, that energy that's used to make the starch can't then be recycled as paper products can. So big advantages. 2023 was a big year for us just in starting. We sold about 1 million feet of Pubble and made 1 million feet of Pubble. We have it on the shelves in all the Home Depot stores in Canada. We have it online in the US. On the Polar Pubble side, our largest customer, Wild Grain, they were voted the #1 food box supplier. They have now been using 1,000 of our boxes a month, and now they've asked us to expand that to about 10,000. We also, Mariposa Ranch, as I mentioned, they were using polystyrene and now using our product. And Pop Together Foods started at 200 boxes a month, and now they're up to about 1,200 a month and going into 3PL. We've also done a lot of cost reductions. And some of the things we learned in this period of time were, first of all, from every time you touch packaging products, you're adding a huge amount of that cost of goods. So we're really focused on the machine systems and getting those costs down. The second is also from the shipping costs. Obviously, you can't ship bubble more than about 150 miles. So having material that is flat that then gets expanded on site is crucial. And the third is that from a brick and mortar standpoint, where we are relying, by building machine systems, we can rely on other people's brick and mortar to expand the business. So going back to where we were in the end of 2023, we got to sales of about 600,000 in sales, and then really focused in on the Polar Pubble because the sales cycle was so much shorter for us, with about 3 to 4 weeks on that sales cycle. And we have 3 goals at this point: to get the company profitable by the end of the year, to really work on our machine systems, test them every day in-house, that we're using them, and make sure that they are ready to be placed in the field, and then getting the company ready for a Series A round at the end of the year. And that's, again, in our phase 3 beginning next year, where we're providing the machine systems. In terms of our go-to-market strategy, we all recognize Home Depot, we all recognize Target, but really our customers are companies that are supplying those companies. So they would be buying our machine systems. And the same is true on the thermal side of things, where we've got third-party logistics companies that are fulfilling orders for Hungry Root, for Wild Grain. They become our customers with the machine systems. The same is true on the distribution side, where we have our customers are companies that are currently making polystyrene boxes that need environmental solutions. And in fact, we're in discussions with a few of these already that need a solution. So we'll be providing our machine systems. The product is made, again, in 3 steps: a flat, then formed into the pubble, and then formed into the final product. This is a machine that we have built, that we're using every day, the stage 2 and stage 3, to make the pubble, and this is what we will be supplying to customers, as well as automated machines that we are also using now. We have been able to drop our costs from about $8 to almost a little less than $3 now by using this automated equipment that has just gone online and has been running now every day. We've got a great team. I want to focus on Dave Morrison, who is in the audience here and from this area. Has been a CFO for over 30 years with companies like McKesson and FedEx. So we're really lucky to have him. Andrew and Shay I've worked with for about 25 years as well. On the sales side, Matt Burke is also here. Matt sold almost 10 million thermal boxes for the thermal industry. So we're really, for the food shipping industry. So we're really lucky to have him involved as well. And Dennis is in Texas and has been selling to those distributors like Houston Foam. And Steve is on the East Coast. We've got a large patent portfolio with patents issued both on the processes as well as the machine systems, and even filed one on AI system for helping consumers determine what kind of packaging they need. That's a little bit down the road. Expected revenue of 1.8 million in 1.5 to 1.8 by the end of this year, to grow to 28 million within 3 years. And at that point, our machine systems will have about 20 machine systems out there in the field. So we're supplying the machine, which has a revenue stream. We'll be supplying the flat consumable, which has a revenue stream, and then we'll be also providing maintenance on the machines. Again, also at a 50% margin. Companies for acquisition, Just Seal there, those are sort of the largest players that are out there in packaging, but there are also a whole tier of companies that don't have paper solutions. And so companies like Ivex or Polyair are great potentials. And then companies like Barry Wehmiller that are really focused on machines, where we could be a great fit with them. We've funded the company now involved in a safe round funding. We've raised about 2.3 million of our 2.5 safe. So looking to finish that and again go into our Series A at the end of the year. So thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting all the little feet in our lives. And we look forward to being more part of the community as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicholas. The Cal Poly CIE SBDC provides training services, not just coffee. We do a lot more. Training services to any entrepreneur or business owner in San Luis Obispo County. And coming up, our next hybrid workshop is Customer Development, Crafting Your Business Edge. It's on May 15th. It's led by Kurt Friedman. Thank you, Kurt. SBDC lead consultant, who will present strategies for small business owners to enhance their customer understanding and sales expansion efforts. Very lucky to have Kurt. Kurt is an absolute expert in this field. Last but not least, here is Penny Lane, co-founder and CEO of Nexstera Tech.
Thank you so much, Judy, for that introduction. My name is Penny Lane Case, and I am the proud co-founder and CEO of Nexstera Tech, where we are ensuring the future of waste management, safety, and beyond. Before we begin, I would like everyone in this first row and you three to please reach under your seat and show the audience what you find. You might see a pair of wireless headphones or an electric razor, maybe even a birthday card. What do all of these things have in common? They all have the ability to start catastrophic fires like the one you see behind me now. And not only they can, but they do, all the time, all over the world. It happens so frequently that it equates to over $1.2 billion in damages in the US and Canada alone every single year. Now, we all use these rechargeable devices every single day, and the risk is that they all contain lithium-ion batteries. And when we haphazardly toss them in our curbside recycling or waste bins, we introduce them to a world of violence, starting at the waste truck, where they can be punctured or crushed, leading to thermal runaway of over 500 degrees Celsius in a matter of seconds, surrounded by paper and plastic, fire food. This is exacerbated when it reaches the facility, surrounded by hundreds of tons of this material and bulldozers that can start a chemical fire in a matter of seconds. Not to mention the massive environmental damage that these fires cause, including water and soil pollution and massive air pollution and all of the water use that comes from trying to put out these massive catastrophic fires. The biggest problem with this is that the current industry solution is to watch for smoke. Clearly, that is not the answer, which is why I am very proud to present to you Nexstera's PyroTac. PyroTac is a dual radar system that is enhanced with artificial intelligence and seamlessly integrates onto recycling hauler vehicles to detect lithium-ion batteries in curbside bins before they are ever collected, allowing waste collection companies to mitigate this risk and get in-depth analytics into the waste stream and how to target their education. Now, the workflow for a waste management company may look like our technology scanning the bin at the curb, and if a lithium-ion battery is detected, the bin is left and the household is alerted and collected for a separate pickup. Now, this is what they already do with contamination that they can visually see, but we are giving them a deeper level of detection to better manage their waste. We do have some competitors in this space, but they are all post-collection. I would like to mention first Visia's Binet system, which is X-ray and optical and detects inbound material on the conveyor belt within a facility. FireOver, which uses fire suppression techniques to measure thermal heat and detect 24/7 surveillance to put out these fires. And Third Eye, which is an optical system that uses optical detection to monitor contamination entering the vehicle. While these are all incredible companies, they are all post-collection, and so we do see them being more collaborators than competitors. Because this is such a massive problem and there is no proactive solution, we have already gotten support from some of the largest players in the industry, including WM, Waste Connections, the Solid Waste Association of North America, and LA Sanitation, which covers all of LA County's waste services. In speaking with Matt Tracy, the site superintendent at a recycling facility up in Portland, Oregon the other day, who has seen over 30 fires in the last 3 years at his facility alone, it is clear that our product is integral in keeping the waste industry safe on the ground. And that is why we have hit the ground running. In December of 2023, we installed our first prototype on a Waste Connections vehicle, and I am very proud to be working alongside Kylene and Stephanie to make this a reality as soon as possible so that we can provide a tangible solution for this industry. Over the next year, we will be working with Waste Connections. We will be moving into our full sensor hardware test in this coming month, and then ultimately in October, integrating with Waste Connections and WM with our full radar system to collect real environmental data. At the same time, we have our 2 radar labs collecting over 20,000 scans so far and 50,000 by the end of the year in order to build out our machine learning model. And we did have some exciting news over the last few days. We were able to raise our accuracy in the highest amount of material, which is paper and recycling, with the highest energy density batteries, to over 89% accuracy, which is a huge milestone for us. Thank you. So not only is it a huge problem and a massive important solution, but it's also incredibly economically viable. We will be selling our product as hardware and software as a service to account for the extremely volatile conditions of a waste collection vehicle at $3,000 per unit per year. And so this allows us to stay above 66% in gross profit margin, especially as our cost of goods sold decreases with production increase. Now, looking at the market, the waste industry as a whole is valued at over $1 trillion, and we are currently working with recycling automated side loaders, but we will be quickly expanding into front and rear loaders, and then the entire waste and recycling market. But this isn't just a technology for the waste industry, so we need to look at the entire material detection market, which is valued at over $2 trillion. Considering this, we see ourselves seeing 30,000 units by the year 2029, especially because of our work with 2 of the 3 largest waste management companies in the United States. But it is truly potential beyond just the waste industry, as we see many exit strategies that stretch far beyond because of our high technology potential. And that is going into industries like TSA, cargo, agriculture, even healthcare and beyond. I am very proud to work on an all-female team alongside mechanical engineer, our CTO, Stephanie James, and software engineer, Kylene Landenberger, our CPO, as we create a technology that is truly going to revolutionize the world. While we are green, we are incredibly determined, and we have secured an incredible support system of high-tech, clean-tech, radar, AI, and beyond specialists that support us in every step of the way, along with the 2 patents we are currently filing with our incredible legal team. We know that the future is safe, sustainable, and responsible. We know that the future is Nexstera Tech. Currently, we are raising our pre-seed round of $350,000, which we have oversubscribed, and we are currently standing at $385,000, but we are still open to investment and have increased it to $650,000 for this pre-seed note. And we ask that if you are interested in getting in a company that is at the ground level of exponential growth, to please come speak with us after the event. Our ask to all, including investors, is that you do your part and recycle right. Up on the stage, you see 2 QR codes, one for San Luis Obispo specific and one for the entire United States, that can direct you where to recycle your material, including e-waste, so that you don't cause the catastrophic fires like you saw in the beginning of the slides. I really appreciate you all being here and for your dedicated attention, and I look forward to speaking with you after the show. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to all our finalists for working so hard over the past 6 months. Not only did they survive the boot camp, Pitch Prep boot camp, but we also put them through a month of very intensive due diligence, and they worked really hard. We're really extremely proud of them. Now that you have seen the startup's pitch, I'd like to ask our investors to please follow Liz Fisher and myself to the deliberation room. It is located to the right side of the stage. And Madison Crum, our program manager, will be right up here to walk you through the voting process for the Audience Choice Award. And you can still donate to the GoFundMe campaign. Thank you very much. We'll be right back.
Thank you, Judy, and good luck to our investors who have a very hard decision to make. While our investors deliberate, the Audience Choice Award is now open for voting. Information on how to cast your vote is on the screen and in the handouts that you received when you checked in. Reminder that only attendees who registered before today and provided a unique email address for each individual ticket can vote for the Audience Choice Award. To cast your vote, scan the QR code or visit bit.ly/AC24vote. Enter the email that you used to register for today's event. Click the blue Login to Vote button, select your favorite startup, and save. Once you click Save My Vote, your vote will automatically be counted and you can log out. Voting will remain open for the next 10 minutes, right up until we announce the winner. And for those of you that are joining us virtually, voting links are located below in the YouTube event description, and we will also post links in the chat now. Please remember, you can only vote once. After you have voted, head on over and donate to the GoFundMe campaign. Instructions on how to donate are up on the screen and in your handout. If you have any questions, there are staff in the blue AngelCon t-shirts stationed around the room who are available to assist. We will take a short 5-minute break while you all vote and donate. So grab a drink, head to the bathroom, donate and vote, and I will be back in a few minutes with our winner announcements.
Then I wonder if we even should. Blow my mind. I haven't felt this burning for some time now. And I've been cold, selfishly aware of all my downfalls. Then you come along to shake me out of nightmares, to talk me back to sleep in peace. Peace I find in you, and you find in me. I won't disappear. Don't you disappear on me.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. Voting for the Audience Choice Award is now closed. Thank you to everyone who voted. For anyone who would like to make a last-minute donation, instructions are up on the screen. And now I will turn the mic back over to Judy Mahan.
Thanks, Madison. So I'm just going to take, oh, is it, yeah, we're good. Okay, great. I want to take just a bit of time to thank all of our vendors and staff who made this event possible. So thank you to Rod and Hammer Rock, and to all our staff, Liz Fisher, Madison Crum, Lindsay Fowler, Libby Stone, Nicole McAllister, Nikki Williams, and everyone else on the team. Thank you so much. Now please welcome to the stage Matt Allen, representative of our presenting sponsor, Pacific Premier Bank, to say a few words for tonight.
Thank you, everyone. I'm happy to be here and represent Pacific Premier Bank. We'd like to congratulate all of you on the feat you've gotten to here and being at this stage of the game. And good luck to all of you. And we are proud to represent, or actually, I'm sorry, we are proud to support Cal Poly and the CIE group. So obviously, I have not been training for months and months like you all have. So I can appreciate that because there are a lot of faces out there. So you're not here to listen to me. I know you're ready for I'm standing in the way of the big winners. So I'll step away. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. Oh, Matt. Okay, yeah, I was saying, don't leave. Okay, so thank you, Matt, and thank you, Pacific Premier Bank. Up first, we're going to announce our Audience Choice Award. So we raised $1,485. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. The votes have been counted, and we want to give a big congratulations to Little Feet. Thank you. Good job, Nicholas. Come on up, come on up. That's great. Thank you so much. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay. So the GoFundMe will remain open for the rest of the night. If you do want to continue to support Little Feet on their funding journey, it's available. So this year, as we mentioned, we raised $215,000 in AngelCon Fund 7, and the investors have decided to distribute this amount to 2 startups tonight. Ooh. Our event winner will receive $165,000 and $50,000 for the runner-up. So the runner-up and winner of $50,000 is Mense McCall. Come on up. Good job. Thank you. Okay, and the moment we've all been waiting for. So, the winner of AngelCon 2024 is Nexstera Tech! Woo! Congratulations, Penny! You've won $165,000. Awesome. Okay, well, back to my first point. These women-led companies do a fantastic job. Now we're very, very proud of them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you all for attending AngelCon 2024. We appreciate you taking the time to support these amazing entrepreneurs. They're all amazing, the guys too, you know. And from all of us at the Cal Poly CIE SBDC, thank you. We look forward to seeing you at next year's event. And if anyone's interested, we're always looking for new investors every year. So if you want to learn more about that, don't hesitate to come talk to me. Thanks again. Thanks, everyone. Have a great... Oh, the bar's open till 9.